Hi, Greg Stolze here with a quick word about the characters of Mansteel and Chirp. So, responsible S&M is about safety, boundaries, consent, communication, and aftercare. And it's more clear in the character write-ups that the players received that Chirp and Mansteel do none of that. They are, I want to be really clear about this, an abusive and sick relationship using legit BDSM culture as protective coloration. So, just wanted to be clear about that. Thanks and enjoy. So yeah, the first scene is with the original thieves. The in the write up, they're referred to as the headhunters, and so they get the first scene, which hasn't really been a very role intensive scene. Also, I've been mentally thinking of this game as Greg Stolze's continuity nightmare. Since I got 7 original.
Oh God.
And so the outcomes were all over the map. From oh, we're pretty friendly with the opposition to oh, the opposition shot Closenet. And from we decide, yeah, we got away with the head clean. The cops never suspected a thing, up through we all got arrested. And, I'm trying to remember how that one played out. That was particularly horrific. Everyone got arrested. Claugenet talked her way out of it by getting a critical success on lying to the cops. And Jesse escaped by picking the lock on his handcuffs because no one thought that a guy who'd gotten bitten that badly in the kneecap would be going anywhere. And in other times they succeeded at the robbery only to get ripped off by the opposition. And in one case, one group was just like, no, okay, Mara says we should leave it be. Scrub the mission. We'll just chill out. So, given these extremely variable degrees of success, what I'm going to do for just the purposes of, pawing randomly towards continuity, you're the group that lost the head. The Oppo either stole it themselves, but let's be realistic, they ripped it off from you. And I'm going to have each of you roll a d10, tell me what you got. Lowest person has bad news.
6. I got a 9.
Well, I got a 1.
0 high or 0
Oh,
low?
sweetie, not you. Clogenet, my daughter. No.
Let's do 0 high. So Clogenet's the 1. All right, yeah. In the course of stuff going wrong, you were in a mild car accident. So the Outback is now missing a front bumper, and you had to get the airbag.
One of those collars.
You're not in a collar, but your nose is broken and you have 2 black eyes.
The raccoon.
Oh yeah, we'll go with the airbag failed to deploy.
Oh.
So, but you weren't going fast enough to trigger it. So your face just rebounded off the steering wheel, and it was painful and embarrassing, and resulted in and probably contributed to the loss of the head. Mansteel might have held you hostage in exchange for it or something, but one way, probably the most common way that the head got taken was people robbed the museum, got back to the Airbnb, and were surrounded by horrific, dark, crab-like monsters while someone from Overwatch in a tree made it clear that he was sighting them with a scoped rifle, and Man-Steel brandished a huge firearm and said, look, all he wants the head. We don't want to kill y'all, but we will. So that is what happened. It's a shame. And you're probably driving back. You've crossed the bridge in Detroit and are heading back to the U.S. Is it the typical 3-car caravan? Dr. A in his sedan, Kim behind, driving the van, and the Outback. Oh, I can't think of a third rhyme. That would have been sick. But, who's driving with whom?
Karen will, of course, be with Claugenet. And Karen offered to drive. So you should rest. Sweetie, you should rest. If you need to rest.
Oh, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
No. Yeah, you're right. Sure. Yeah.
All right. Who's Jesse with?
Thanks, Mom.
Jesse is inclined to ride with Dr. A unless Kim specifically wants him with him, her.
No.
Are we doing male Kim, female Kim?
Male Kim.
Okay.
If Jesse wants to take the sedan, I'll drive the Outback. Keep an eye on the patient.
Oh.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I have painkillers. So many painkillers.
All right. So Jesse's
Don't go there.
Jesse's just cruising along, got his arm out the window. Like, this is a nice car. Leather seats. Kick ass.
The doors do this fancy thing where you touch them and they unlock.
All right.
Power windows.
Isn't that every car for Jesse?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
So Kim is brooding. What's Kim listening to on the radio as he drives down the highway?
I mean, it's got to be the police scanner, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow.
Very relaxing. Please.
So, you're...
Someone's got to be pro.
So, you're doing your head check, and you look in the mirror, and you look to the right, and the highway's pretty clear. You check the weather. Police scanner is, they're talking about the worst they've got going is a kitten in a tree. And then you see a hand reach out, and do you mind if I turn this off? I never cared for this song. How many unnatural notches does Kim
3.
have? 3. Okay, so a unexpected materialization has got to be, that's what you think, that's 4?
Probably more than 3.
At
and
least.
that's
Yeah,
what
give me a
matters,
roll.
right?
Give me a roll.
Okay. Defense with knowledge. 3. Oh, that's success, 53.
Okay. So Kim gets a new hardened notch, and sitting next to you is like a bizarre special effect. So I don't know if you were I don't know how old you are, but there was this old Michael Jackson video called Black and White, and at the end you see this person just shifting. It was really cutting edge morphing at the time. And so that's what you've got. This person whose face, as you look, changes from male to female, cycling gently through different nationalities and sizes. And that's not all. It's like, in addition to having their actual face change, it's like they're having different faces projected onto it also. So it's very confusing. It's not quite fast enough to be seizure-inducing. And when they talk, every word is like 5 voices speaking in unison, but every word it's a different 5 voices. So you have, like old man smoker voice in concert with squeaky young girl in concert with with sultry middle-aged Kathleen Turner-esque woman. So it's a lot.
Hey, dude.
Oh.
If you're off to the head, we don't have it no more.
Oh boy, that's a real shame. Can you signal the others to pull over?
Yeah,
Can
sure.
we take a little pause here?
I think that's probably best, yeah. So, what do I call you?
Oh,
Signal.
the human eternal will do, I guess.
The human eternal. Okay, sure. Just pulling in here, signaling to the others.
Yeah, the others... Kim's distracted, but the rest of you notice that the sky is darkening, and it's not like it's not like it's clouding over, although it's kind of is. It's like those days when there's a really high, thick, even haze. It's like from horizon to horizon, a thin layer of cloud is making the sun shrink and dim and narrow down to a smaller shape. And as you're noticing this and seeing, what are you gonna like call them on the two-way?
If we're traveling in a convoy, then yeah, if we've got a two-way, then yeah, I'll call them.
Oh, yeah, Kim's got every radio gadget imaginable.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as someone in each of the other cars does, then
you're probably all being a little slack about the radio attention. What with wallowing in the disappointment of losing your head. But y'all see Kim pulling over at the same time that the sparse other traffic on the road starts to slow down. And by the time you've all pulled over to the shoulder, the other cars have all stopped, but they don't look like they've stopped like they pulled over and rocked to a gentle cessation of momentum. They look like they froze in time. And in fact, you can see birds suspended in the air, and the grass is pulled down by the wind of your passage, but has frozen in place.
I'm taking copious notes.
Yeah. Anybody else have fewer than 3 hard notches in the unnatural? Let's find out. Because actually, I'm the person who'd know that, am I not?
Oh yeah, that would be Jesse.
And Clogenet. Yeah, okay, so give me those unnatural rolls as you pull over and this bizarre spectacle emerges from Jesse's van, waving.
Yeah.
I got a 20, so I think I'm good.
That should do it, yeah.
Yeah, I got an 82. I'm not good at all.
Mom, is this?
Oh, sweetie.
Wanna...
No, this is crazy, but it's not like that crazy. We're going to be okay, sweetie. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, Jesse really has nothing he can use to salvage. So what are you going to do? Just sit in the car and close your eyes and take deep breaths till this goes away? Are you going to bolt or pull out the jack handle and go to crazy town on this entity?
I think it's got to be the jack handle. Like, I value Kim a bunch. And I can't see Jesse running away from whatever this is. It's, you know what? It's fucking Volpo. I'm coming out and I'm muttering fucking Volpo and that weirdo with the fucking rabbit and all those people. It's like, Kim, you just hold on 1 second. I will be there. And I've got like the jack handle out and I'm coming around to the passenger side and I am just going to smash Volpo's head in.
Okay, yeah. The rest of you get out and are how are you reacting to what you're seeing?
I think Karen, right, is going to calmly get out of the car and try to act calm, right? But she's a little freaked out. She's wearing her full surgical gear because she was making sure that Clogenet was safe. But she didn't administer to Claude, but she was ready to administer.
Okay.
And do we do we notice Jesse like freaking out? Do we see that?
Jesse's gonna act last.
Okay.
You know, he was driving drag, so he's gonna be the last one to pull in.
I think she's trying to get herself together. Probably does her magic to give her her best look to prepare for whatever's coming.
Okay.
Angel is going to walk directly towards the entity and be like, and say, "Oh, hello, my name is Angel. Could I, would taking a picture affect anything negatively, or would you mind if
selfie, sure, I guess." And at this point, Jesse charges out of the car. What are you yelling? Do you have enough presence of mind to make words, or is it just all vowel sounds?
No, I'm yelling. I'm like, "Fuck you, Mansteel. You said you were going to leave us alone. We fucking our side of the bargain. You're a Welsher. You do not fucking get away with that."
Yeah, so
with Carney.
as he's
You're
charging
going to learn
up,
a lesson.
as he's charging up, the thing just kind of holds its hands up, and you see him getting slower and slower until he's frozen in place too.
Huh.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. I didn't expect that reaction.
Well, we've been having a stressful day, and you know, you are weird as fuck, man.
I'm checking
I'm
Jesse's pupils.
levering myself out on
when exposed to light.
levering myself out with a crutch and a gun in the other hand, just in case, you know.
I get it. I've tried disguises, but they don't seem to work that well either. So you guys were all in the presence of the head, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
So, is that a good or a bad thing?
Right now, it's just a thing. What did you think of it? By the way,
Fascinating.
for Karen,
Mm-hmm.
this entity is wearing Levi's blue jeans, plain white t-shirt, a blue baseball cap with no logo,
Mm-hmm.
and low-top tennis shoes.
Okay. Does it work for them though? Right? Does it match who they are?
Who they are is constantly in flux.
So it must be very difficult to choose an outfit for that.
Sometimes the t-shirt is, all baggy. Sometimes the t-shirt is stretched tight over a body that is obese or muscular or real bosomy or something.
I think pretty much
just constant seethingness.
Yeah, I think Karen the whole time is just distracted by that over and over again and just holding Clogeonet's hand. And that's what she's doing.
I will be consoling my mother, or kind of like trying to be her rock.
So the head was taken by a group of other people, is that right?
That's right, man.
It's a little hard for me to see from my perspective. You know how bees have all those multifacets in their eyes? It's like that, but for clairvoyance. It's
okay,
rough.
That must be tough, man.
Well,
that must be really tough.
It kind of comes with the job.
Excuse me.
Which is being the eternal human?
It's complicated.
Is he going to be okay?
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine. Once I leave, time will start up again. The sun will return. Yeah, I'm doing this solar powered. The last guy used to use like hand grenades and shit to make time stop.
This is certainly more relaxed.
Yeah,
a lot more considerate.
So. Oh, that's good word. That's the word I was looking for, Clogeonet.
All right, so
does this mean that the passage of time is relative, or are you stopping? Is it that you're stopping time, or that you're accelerating us into a different, alternative time stream?
Not sure, but from one perspective, those would be the same thing, wouldn't they? Anyway, we're getting in the weeds, which is a risk when my brain is literally scattered. So, how can I sum this up? All right, you know who the head depicts, right? The bone setter of days and years, an interlocutor between humankind and occult reality.
That is
obviously
word what Mara told us it was.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, well, so okay, she's probably pretty smart. Of that other team, I think she's like the best one. There's a lot of pain there. You got to watch out for them. There are deplorable people in that social unit.
So-
It's
She's on the other team, is what you're saying there.
with I don't know. And looks over at Karen and is like, I like the surgical outfit. In fact, that gives me an idea.
Oh, fashion can inspire.
It does. It does. But all right. So periodically the universe is destroyed and recreated. Y'all know that, right? Okay.
Sure.
And while it's the rhythm of cataclysm, Doc knows about this. And the demiurge is formed by representative mind forms from a dead cosmos, the shells, the world before the world. And right now, this world is collecting a new parliament of souls to burn down everything in Redemiurge. So while that's happening, someone has to oversee the rules. And in 2003, the old manager got really tired and cranky, and at that time, I was also extremely unhappy and power mad and horny, so I offered to take over the job. But part of handing it over meant a lot of us becoming not who we were. There's this sort of interdimensional caesura through which we had to pass. So now let's imagine a building. You like buildings, right?
Sure.
Sure, yeah, why not?
So imagine an apartment building with different people separate and sometimes arguing, but living together, okay? And this building has a superintendent who patches broken walls between apartments and stops leaks and lives in the basement of reality and has keys to get into your life when you aren't there, right? That was them. And now it's me. The head is a connection to the old order, right? The one who left the building for very good reasons, who is supposed to be outside now, but now they want to come back in. So imagine if you lived in an apartment building and the old superintendent got fired, but he'd kept copies of the keys to everyone's apartment.
Oh,
Would you want that?
no.
So that's the head, is the key. But I could use the key too, because my keys are not in. Hold on a second. And takes a pause, steps away, pantomimes loading a bolt action rifle, aims, pulls the trigger, pulls the imaginary trigger, but there's a genuine muzzle flash and rifle report. Don't worry about it.
Fuck's sake.
Fascinating.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. The bullet's in India. So's the rifle. That's where they belong. It's fine. Right. Where were we?
Keys.
Apartment keys.
Mhm.
So yeah. If you could take the head back to Ohio or get to Ohio where the head is and let me know, I could probably take ownership of it or of what it represents. Here. Pulls the hat off, hands it to Karen. Just put that on the head when it's in place in Ohio at the Mound Museum. That'll help.
Okay. So, gonna ask the obvious question.
Yep.
Why? Why would we do that? Why would we trust you with the keys to like all of our lives?
It's my job. Obviously, I'm an entity of immense power. I'm adjusting the time flow right now. I mean, I could pull a full Fear My Wrath thing, but I'm really trying to move away from that. When I was alive, I was a very injured soul, and I hurt a lot of people. And so I no longer want to be that remorseless thing I was.
Okay, dude.
I mean, if you don't do it, you'll be handing it over to somebody who wants to stop everything, who wants to derail the process of universal reincarnation. Not just a normal, natural, ordinary end of the world, but a sort of metapocalypse. Instead of the world going out with a bang and being reborn, the former superintendent wants to smother it with a whimper, let everything wind down into complete oblivion. The only way to accomplish this, of course, is the extermination of the human race. Now, getting the head won't just let this person do that, but it'll be a step closer.
Okay. I'm still kind of stuck on, you appeared in my car.
Yeah.
And you're just telling us this stuff.
Space is just time. Only stuck.
Sure. That's all fine. But you're just some random dude with special effects telling us we got to do this. Like, well, I'm sure that the other guy would say the same.
They don't have the special effects anymore, though.
Yeah, but the special effects are just freaky. I'm trying real hard to, we've got to pick a side, right? That's what you're saying. But we don't actually know what the sides are.
I suppose that you could just, piss off, go about your lives, and hope that either I'm lying about this one step closer to the extermination of all humankind thing, or that I'm wrong, or that one step is just one step, and that the other steps won't be taken while you're alive. But if you're trying to pick a side, maybe look at the nature of their allies and their behavior.
Okay, no, that's a good point. You've got that. That's an actual argument.
So, two things. Number one, I understand that time, or in this case, non-time, is of the essence. But could I be able to maybe get an interview with you at a future date, sometime in the future, to talk? I have so many questions.
I'm slammed. Sorry.
I understand. So I suppose that more pressing might be the other question that I have. We were originally planning on returning the head to the mound, which you're telling us would be something apocalypse. Now these people have taken the head and are trying to move it to the mound. Why take it from us? Would it not have been more expedient to the forces opposing us to just let us be, to do what we were originally sent there to do?
Well, they may not have known where they were supposed to take it until they acquired it. And they may not have trusted you to deliver it to the mound okay. And they may have thought that once you got the head and they got it away from you, you might make a nice sandbag for the Canadian cops that they could throw behind them. I don't know. I haven't examined their motives. Like I said, individuals are very hard to see from way up.
I have two questions as well, if you don't mind. They should be quick.
Yeah, I should get going pretty soon.
Is this your hat?
Yeah.
Great. And why the t-shirt? And she reaches out and touches the t-shirt. Why, this is the thing? I mean, this is really limiting. It's classic, but your shoes are wrong. If you went with
everybody
different shoes,
has one.
No, the t-shirt's good, but your shoes, they say nothing.
I feel my appearance is already pretty busy. Anyway.
You're probably right. No, sorry, just some friendly advice.
So yeah, let's see. Head, metapocalypse. When you get the head here, let me give you my contact information. Does someone have a pen?
Oh, yes, of course. Here.
Thanks, man. Writes something on a matchbook and hands it back to you with your pen. The matchbook is from a bar in Florida called the Bonton, and it's just written on the inside is the human eternal, and there's 5 matches left.
I am putting the pen into a Ziploc bag that I pull out of my pocket, and moving it aside for future study.
Okay, yeah. Ooh. Pulls out a cell phone, looks at it, it's like, oh, I got to take this. And then suddenly the cars are zooming by you again. Oh, wait. And then all your phones ring in unison, and you hear the same weird chiming voice. Oh, I almost forgot. Watch out for Joy.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been quite a while since I've felt any joy, so we're probably okay.
Karen's gonna like go
turn
over
to
to
Cat.
Jesse and try to like poke
Jesse's,
him.
yeah,
Or...
from Jesse's perspective, what happened is you came out fixing to tune up Volpo or Mansteel or whoever you were imagining your opponent to be, and then they just vanished. And the others like bloop, moved around a little bit. So there's like a film skip, and you're just standing there.
So,
Hey man, it's
What?
okay. It's okay.
Okay. What the hell just happened?
Nothing good, but it's fine.
Would you like to read my note?
And
I took very good notes, if I could say
Tim,
so.
a
Tim,
very
tell me what happened.
yes. I mean, not really, because I don't understand like
In
10% of that. But we met the Human Eternal, who is a weird mishmash figure of everything or everyone, and
Some sort of geek?
they probably, yeah. I mean,
All right,
they want
whatever.
us to get the head for them, which just means putting that hat on it, and it'll be back in Ohio. They say that the other team, if we don't do that, the other team's guy will get it, and the other team's guy wants to wipe out the human race. So
Not
it's in our
just
best
the
interest.
human race, but like all varieties of the human race. Have you ever heard of the idea of a metapocalypse? I'm quite in love with it, actually.
No,
Okay,
those are words that
I
make
only
sense
really
to me.
care about the bit where it wipes out the human race that I am a part of and quite
Very limited view.
focused.
I would be
Yes.
upset enough if it was
Keep
just North
your-
America.
Keep
Dr.
your
A,
eyes on the prize. That's
yeah,
the thing.
Kim, I think I can do.
Oh, Raymond just froze.
oh, tiny.
Oh,
Damn
is
it.
he back?
That's a good freeze frame, though, I gotta say.
Yeah.
In the meantime, how did the picture turn out?
Oh, yeah, your camera wouldn't take a picture.
That's unfortunate.
All right,
Hey,
y'all ready to switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so we've now got Maya, Volpo, and the rest. Oh man, poor Raymond. I feel bad. All right, let's give. Oh, I think he's coming back. Oh,
Hey!
Raymond, you unfroze.
Yes, I am sorry about that. I've been teaching for 3 months now. It's the first time it's ever happened like that.
Well, you're playing Unknown Armies, so.
It feels completely right. You have
There's,
to
there's
on
nothing to
now.
be embarrassed about. It happens to everybody sooner or later.
Thank you. I apologize. What did I miss?
We are switching to
Oh,
the Oppo.
okay.
So yeah, get in your Oppo character mindset, and yeah, y'all are probably feeling pretty good. You ganked the head from those chumps. You've crossed the border in Detroit and are back in the USA, baby. And yeah, what are y'all doing?
I am staring at the head and interrogating whether or not it could safely be disposed of.
What? So, was Mara actually up in Quebec City during all of this, or did I
Yup.
hook up? Oh, I'm
Oh, yeah.
scumbag. Okay.
She just didn't go to the museum. She was
That's
worried about
hilarious.
seeing the headhunters.
Sure, she should have been.
So yeah, it's probably in the back of Mansteel's giant H3.
Yeah, buddy.
So,
Is Chirp around?
Oh yeah, yeah. The Chirp Mansteel team is inseparable, as you know. So
Yes.
the two of you driving in the H3. So yeah, you just have a long conversation.
Oh yeah. Man still bites his tongue until it bleeds.
Yeah,
Looking over for approval. Yeah.
Which will never be forthcoming.
Listen, that's really the thing.
That's so great.
Let's see. Volpo has, a pretty nice car. Although I'm guessing it's probably missing like its rear bumper from a run-in with the original Cabal. And you had to you didn't have time to get your airbag. Your airbag went off. You didn't have time to get that repacked. So who is driving with whom? We've got Mansteel and Chirp. They probably don't want company.
No.
Roger Crown's got to be with someone. Volpo's got a nice car. I'm trying to remember if anyone else. I'm trying to remember if you guys are just packed in two vehicles, including the H3 that won't. Oh no!
I think I have a minivan.
Yes, Kelly's got the Windstar.
Wow.
So okay, yeah. How are y'all divided up?
I'll drive with Kelly,
Okay.
or I'll ride with Kelly.
All right, Mara,
Hi.
you gonna keep Count Volpo company?
Yeah, that
I
seems
would like
like
to
a good
request
idea.
Mara rides with me
Then I will
Because I'm-
happily ride with you.
because I am going to grill. Well, depending on whether or not you want to be grilled for information for literally hours on end.
No, that actually
think-
sounds okay. We need to talk about a bunch of stuff.
Well, very well. I will ride alone.
I mean, do you need company, Count? It's not.
Oh, no. No.
He's a lone wolf, a soaring eagle, a cuddly platypus. Wait, no, just those
Please.
first two. All right, so the three of you. Okay, is this well, the darkness is really kind of beyond all these considerations of he, him. So what are the two ladies and the decline to state entity talking about?
Well, I will be silently practicing flute.
So you're not
Patterns,
blowing, you're just
fingers.
doing the keys.
Yeah, just the fingering patterns. I can hear it. But I will be paying attention to what Mara says, but I don't need to ask questions.
All right, so Kelly, you're just driving along, got
So
your big purse next to you.
If we were to decrease the symbolic, is it a symbolism thing? Could we not, figure out some sort of ritual to drain the head of the power and then destroy it?
I don't really trust any of the options right now. Listen, Kelly, does that thing listen?
As far as I can tell, yes, it does listen to everything you say and occasionally what you dream. But as long as it is in the enclosure, we shouldn't have anything to worry about. If it's not in the enclosure, then I think it listening to our conversation is the least of our worries.
All right. You
Fun
know
Bun
that
hears you. Fun Bun don't care.
Fun Bun lives only for murder.
I understand that this is a sensitive topic, and you know that I don't prod it unless I think there's a very good reason. Did Fun Bun in any way, did you feel pushed towards doing this?
Well, no, not really, as far as I'm concerned. We are taking a dangerous occult artifact out of the public eye. The only thing that Fun Bun drives me towards is, as I said, murder. And you can safely be assured that I don't intend on murdering anyone if I can help it.
No, I feel mostly the same way. It's just, yeah, I'm not sure of the impetus towards this whole thing right now. I like getting it out of the public eye. I mean, whoever those amateurs were, like,
Oh, so you're going to pretend you don't know Kim and
Actually,
Jesse.
no, let me rephrase that. Those amateurs, like, I'm surprised they got as close as they did. I thought at best they'd be a distraction. That thing was way too easy to get your hands on. If we hadn't been there, they would have wandered off with it. So I like getting it out of the museum. I'm just nervous about where we're going to put it.
Well, like I said, split it into several pieces, bury it on different continents, and really, what's the problem then?
I like several
I suppose that the
continents, I
key would be
suppose.
to figure out how many pieces we would need to split it into to truly dissipate its, occultness. But
Oh,
we could
there's
just
7
keep
of
chopping it
you.
up.
7 is fairly traditional.
Well, there we go. Well, I
But
suppose
you'd
we need
have
a
to
rock
get
saw.
you'd have to get Roger Crown to agree to that, and he seemed to be oh yeah, that's probably who's driving with Volpo is Crown. So yeah, you two are there talking about, I don't know, monster truck pulls or something, hockey, that old book Iron John, some kind of macho white dude bullshit. Yeah. Who would win in a fight, you or Man Steel?
Oh, there's no discussion there. Obviously, I'd win.
To be fair, many of us have considered that question.
Listening to the CD of Wolf Song.
Yep. All right, and yeah, Crown's like, okay, so I saw some weird stuff when we were getting that head count.
Indeed.
Did you see stuff that was weird? Like, I mean, probably I just imagined it, right? I just imagined it.
I didn't see anything that I would describe as weird. Just the usual monsters and creations of the human subconscious when it is not under proper discipline.
Wait. When you say monsters, is this a metaphor? Because I really hate those.
Well, you could take it as a metaphor, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong to do so. But it's not a metaphor. They were actually monsters. What did you see that troubles you?
Well, I didn't see him real clear. The dude, woman in the hoodie was playing the flute, which seemed like a weird thing to do at crime time. And then there was stuff in the bushes, like big, they look like St. Bernard lobster things, spray painted black with no eyes, and they just kept skittering and skittering. What was... You don't fuck with me. You saw those?
Yes. That is really the reason that I tolerate the darkness.
So had you seen them do this before?
Well, not often.
So wait, all that crazy crap that the dummies were talking about is real?
So, my newfound friend, what has brought you into this?
Well,
then I can perhaps explain it in terms that will be familiar to you.
You know, the Orthodox Order explained everything, and there's the guy who's supposed to be running the world, and
yes,
he got screwed out of his position, and we're trying to get him back so that things will be, like they were before everything went, But yes. I always thought that was more like a metaphor for, like, the Illuminati and the international bankers. And now I find out there's actual shadow lobsters. Shadow lobsters?
The shadow lobsters are a bit of a surprise. Not exactly what I imagined crawling out of the shadows at the call of some androgynous flautist. But yes, There are shadow lobsters. There are far greater things. And
but the Count's real. The Count
Yes.
Saint-Germain's and is like a guy that you can meet?
well, I'm not sure he is at the moment, but he will be. You
All right, so
sound like. Sorry.
We'll switch over to the Chirpin Mansteel mobile. The Mansteel mobile. There we go.
Did Man still get his treat, and is he allowed to drive today?
Oh yeah, she always makes you drive.
Perfect.
She gets car sick. So she's sitting there, drumming her fingers on the dashboard and says, do you think, okay, now don't just lick my ass and tell me what you think I want to hear for once. Use that half-cooked meatloaf in your head for something other than patting, and tell me what you really think. Should we just ditch these other fuckos and go straight to the Mound Museum in Ohio?
Why don't you make me tell you?
I do not have time to pamper your masochism. Just give me a straight answer, you dumb sack of shit.
I don't know what's going on, but I know that if you're not there, they're definitely fucked. That's what I know. So I think that if you think it's important, we should go. And if any of them give you any shit, I'll make sure they listen.
No, we can't drop Roger. Roger at least can, and that thing in the tracksuits. I do not want to be on the bad side of that.
Yeah, we can't drop Roger. We got to keep Roger around.
Put on my music, will you?
Yes.
All right. So that's pretty much how the first half of the drive goes. I presume y'all stop for lunch at what? Where are you going to stop? A Stuckey's, a Denny's, Cracker Barrel?
Well, I'm trying to avoid gluten, so I mean, we would need to. I know.
Well, I'll
Chipotle?
get a hash at Denny's on those potato skillets.
Okay, so are those gluten free? Yeah, there's no wheat in that.
Just potatoes.
Well,
And
I read
cheddar.
on the internet a couple of days ago that apparently, like they use breadcrumbs and sausage, so all the stuff with sausage is gluten free, and I know it's important, but I feel like I can't eat anything anymore.
Oh, you can sub the sausage for bacon.
All right, and so you pull up, and Chirp gets out and kind of does some stretching exercises, and heads over and has a chipper little smile for Volpo and Roger, and asks how their drive was. And she's like, oh, this car is so nice. It must be so comfortable in there. I bet your air conditioning is just like a freezer.
Well, one does like to take advantage of the good things of civilization.
Mansteel walks over from the car and looks down at Chirp and goes, "You've already gotten us a table, right?"
I didn't. I'm sorry. I'll go do that.
Oh, you weren't thinking?
I was.
Big surprise. Why don't you take care of that?
Okay. Just flitters off into the restaurant. Yeah. And so you've got the head. Is everyone, Mara and Kelly, are you going to float this idea of, hey, just as a thought experiment, what if we demolished it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you going to pitch that to the gang?
I was thinking on the drive that, we've already seen the kinds of things that come out to try and find this head. And it got me thinking that maybe, just thinking, it would be better off if...
We need to break it.
I'm not convinced that the Comte de Saint-Germain, I don't think we may be being manipulated.
What? Says Roger. But the whole purpose was to take it to Ohio and put it back where it came from for, like, the Comte de Saint-Germain, for the immortal. Do you want to piss off an immortal? I don't want to piss off an immortal.
Things change, Roger.
I'm not sure they do. That's kind of the whole point of being immortal, right? Is that things don't change, or you don't change when things change around you.
Roger,
As much as I am loath to agree with Roger, I agree with Roger.
What?
We should stick to the plan.
Yeah, what has changed? I mean, did you guys sync up over the past couple of weeks? Like, what's going on?
We noticed how easily those other people got their hands on the thing. If we hadn't been there, they'd have stolen away with it. I don't think it's
Lacks
safe.
Canadian security.
Like the mounds any better.
Hey, says Roger, who, joined you guys in Canada. He's like, don't, put don't put those private security goons on it being Canada, okay?
No, Roger's right. Again, bad private security is bad private security in any country.
Thank you.
Of course.
So,
This is a
we're
nuclear weapon. I don't think we can leave it out where people can get their hands on it.
so put it back in its bunker where it was safe for 3,000 years. Oh, that does make sense, says Chirp.
It's in the wind now. It's in the air. People have heard about this. We made noise.
And just because it would take 3,000 years for someone to dig it back up out of the ground doesn't stop the fact that someone was going to come back and dig it back up out of the ground. I'm just saying that maybe it would be better split into seven, Mara? 7 pieces?
Seven's a good
pieces,
number.
yes.
How would you even do that?
A rock saw.
Yeah, I was going to bet Mansteel that he couldn't rip it into 7 pieces.
Yeah, you give me back to my shop. And yeah,
See?
it's going to take more than muscle. Like, it's a big-ass rock.
Mansteel, we don't just value you for your muscle. We value you for your intelligence.
And
Kelly
but
definitely
Roger looks at, I
only
thought you were an
values
electrician.
Yeah, I'm an electrician, but I work with my hands, and I know how to break things.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but I mean, that's not the job, is it? The job is to get it to the place, the Mound Museum, where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that was the job. Now these people are telling me maybe there's a different job. Frankly, as long as I get something out of it and I can keep rolling in my sweet ride and take care of what I need to take care of, I don't care what we do with it.
That is...
I mean,
So we
name
take
goes
it to
down
the
in
mound
history.
then.
And as you say, I don't care what happens to it, Chirp just puts her hand on your leg and says, I'm worried that this is just cold feet, though. I mean, I was so proud of being part of this brave endeavor where we were gonna really take a step to restore something to where it's supposed to be. And that this would make us all safer, that this would offer us all its protection.
I don't know about you, little bird, but I have never been the kind of person who relies on somebody else for protection.
Well, neither have I.
That must be a tremendous luxury, she says.
No, I worked for it and I earned it.
Be that as it may, we should return the head as we all agreed to do beforehand. That is fact. We, as civilized people, have come together and made a pact to do this thing. If we all agreed to change it, that would be one thing. But no, we're in disagreement. So the original plan should stand. It is the only civilized way.
I'm with the Count. And Roger folds his arms.
We have a ticking time bomb in the back of that car, and I don't know how any of us could live with ourselves if it went off. This is our chance.
I would question one thing then. One thing. If you had a ticking time bomb and no knowledge of explosives or demolition, I would not want to divide it into 7 parts with a rock saw. I would worry that somewhere in there it would go off.
That's why we
Don't-
have an explosives expert, and I look at Mara.
No. In this case, the danger is not a simple explosive. The danger is that this is an important occult artifact. That's why we got together to deal with this.
It was a metaphor.
I hate those.
But the point is that we do not know how to destroy this thing. Not safely, not conveniently. So, take it back to Ohio, place it where it belongs, and it will be safer than if we try to, just because we are worried about it, just because of a little fear taking root in our heads, to destroy it out of hand and out of some misguided feeling that we must take action.
Sweetie, don't you always say that you shouldn't take something apart unless you know how to put it back together?
I'm glad to hear, Lucy, some of the words that I say. Listen, we made a deal. We're going to stick to the deal. I've rethought about it. I'm glad you value my intelligence, but I'm a man of my word. And a man follows his word. We said we'd do a thing, so we're going to do a thing.
Valid. Let me ask you too one more question, however, and I see your point, and it's hard for me to disagree with it. What would change your mind? What's the evidence that would lead you to think this thing was too dangerous to return to the mound?
I don't know if it started like levitating and chanting, Roger says, and he kind of looks over at Volpo. He's like, is that a thing that can happen?
I doubt it will do that, but I suppose it might.
Let me ask you this. So, we have this head, and it's magic, right? It's something important. And we know that. So we know that people wanted us to get it for them. So anything it did is going to be something magical, right? So why would we change the plan? Whatever it does, we didn't know what it did in the first place.
Something else to maybe consider. Were you done?
Yeah, fine. Jesus Christ, are you sunk up too?
I'm thinking, if the Mound Museum is where it's from and they're digging it up, that's might be the place we could find out more about it and learn how or what it is and what it means, and if you have to destroy it, probably that would be the safe place to find out how or to do it.
Yes, that is a very, very valid point.
Makes a good point.
I don't know what would convince me to answer your question, but more information is not going to hurt us. Gathering more information, and perhaps that information will convince me.
All right, that's fair.
Are we agreed? Because I hate this conflict. I really liked it when we were all working together. I felt like I was part of something bigger and more important.
We're still working together. If we were the kind of group that locked ourselves in lockstep and mindlessly obeyed orders, I think very few of us would want to be part of that. This is discussion. This is what adults do.
I guess that makes sense.
That is,
thanks, Mara.
Yeah. It is a sign of civilization that we can air our differences and come to a reasonable compromise position.
Maybe I can ride with Mara in the afternoon. And then she looks over at Mansteel and is like, or maybe that's a bad idea.
You're welcome to ride with me if you want.
That's all right. She doesn't want to ride with you.
Yeah, I don't. All right. So
are we done here?
Yeah. I'll because I'm sorry about the not getting the table. Why don't I see if I can find us a hotel that we can stay at, and we can just, because we got what? Do you think we can make 4 more hours? 3? You want to do 3? According to, and she like pulls up Google Maps and and non-heroic, uninteresting discussion of logistics ensues that we can just sort of hand wave away. But the team has agreed, going to Ohio and reassessing. Okay. Anybody plotting behind anyone's back in the next 3 hours before you get... Wow, Kelly didn't even wait for me to finish that sentence. That's awesome.
Well, I know that we have 4 people that need to change their minds or no longer have a vote.
One of whom two of whom have the head locked in their car.
And neither of them are ever alone, and that just burns me up. And I grab my purse and I'm just, if only we could figure out some sort of way to quietly scheming in the as I'm driving to the hotel.
Oh, well, you can hear a little tiny whispering voice. They could be apart forever.
Yes, fun, that is the idea. Quietly now. Soon. Don't worry.
Which one first?
So I'm trying very hard not to look to... I know that people don't like it when I am talking to Fun Bun, so I'm going to try my best not to let the person sitting in the passenger seat of the minivan hear me giggling.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mara, give me a notice roll.
Yeah. 27. I'm pretty sure that's a hit.
Okay, yeah. Kelly
Yeah.
seems to be under quite a bit of pressure.
Kelly?
Oh, yes. Oh, no, yes.
What are you doing?
Well, we're driving, of course. It's been a very long day. I'm sorry. I'm just a little out of it. There was a little bit of action earlier, and I suppose I'm just sort of coming to terms with it.
You know, sometimes it helps to talk things over. That helps your mind reach ease. I spend a lot of time talking to people.
Well, I suppose that I'm worried about the judgment of the other people on this team, Mara. I mean, we've seen the kinds of things that this head does, and I just like, what? I know that you are the one that brought the team together. What do you really know about these people?
You know, and I think you'll be sympathetic to this, Kelly, we always work with the tools we have available. And sometimes those tools are beautiful, handcrafted implements of creation, and sometimes they're bunny rabbits. But we don't always have choice.
And what sort of tool would you describe me as, Mara?
I don't actually think of you as a tool. I think of you as somebody that I can talk to in this group. You in the darkness, and that's valuable. When I'm talking to the Count, I like the Count. Mansteel's sort of in a different category, but I spend a lot of time walking a tightrope against their sense of how men should behave, and that's frustrating.
All right. So you guys get to the hotel, which, when Chirp showed it to you on her phone, looked, charming and unique and old-timey. And when you get there, it's a little more like Norman Bates. A little Norman Bates vibe. It's a bunch of small cabins, and then what's a Victorian house that has been transformed into like the lobby. So yeah, you go in, there's this old guy behind the desk smoking and watching something on a laptop that as soon as you come in, he closes it. And on the wall behind him is this giant stuffed moose head. Hey, so are y'all the people who came up, who signed up and made reservations on the internet?
That
Yes.
would indeed be us.
Which one of you is Evangeline Blackwood? And Chirp's like, oh, that's me.
Speak up.
That's me. Yeah, so you wanted the honeymoon suite. Here you go. And he hands you the key to cabin 1. And yeah, Howard, how did you guys set up? Roger probably wanted his own room. What about the rest of you? Anybody?
I go up and ask for the reservation for the darkness.
That was very loud.
Oh, yeah. Nate, have you got your pickup turned up a bunch? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Is this bad?
You're a smidge loud.
A little bit. So he looks and he's like, can I see some identification? And looks at your driver's license and looks at it and looks at you and looks at it and looks at you. And then
Sorry.
shrugs.
Is that better?
That is.
Yeah, great. Yes, I have my driver's license and a credit card ready.
Damnedest thing. That's just the weirdest thing I've seen all week. So does the darkness have their own room?
The darkness has their own room.
Solitude. Tranquility.
Silence.
Yeah.
Volpo is the name.
Okay, yeah. And he, takes your takes your credit card, which is in your like work name, kind of gives you a little smile and runs that. Yeah, we don't know what Mara's last name is. She was never assigned one, was she? So yeah, y'all get checked in. Sun's starting to go down. A peaceful night is falling upon the land. Are you parking in any particular place, way? I'm parking it with the door open and the key stuffed under, the mat in case I need to make a quick getaway. Or, I'm making sure I park right under the street lamp, or I'm making sure I park way far away from the street lamp, or right by my cabin, or what? What are you doing? It probably won't matter.
Maybe.
I think Mansteel will ask Chirp once we're alone what she'd like to do. Does she trust everyone? Does she still want to stay with them? But it's not like in a way that he has any belief that anything weird is happening. Just much more that one of his first kind of foreplays is to connect with her and act like he doesn't know what's going on. And that's like the initial, and he tries to do it while there's people like who could hear if they had like hearing devices, right? He goes up that line to try to, that's the initial.
Park it right by the door and make sure it's locked up tight as fuck. I don't trust them any farther than I could throw them.
Oh, yeah, it'll be locked up really tight, right? And he does that thing.
Kelly is going to be rooming with Mara because Kelly does not like being alone ever for any reason. And is setting up high-intensity lights in every corner to make sure that there are no shadows.
Okay. Yep. As you do what you got to do.
Sure.
All right. Where's the Windstar parked?
I'm going to. It will initially just be parked in front of the main entrance. I will move it to see if I can leave it in a way that would give an enterprising individual cover to get to one of Mansteel's doors.
Okay, so you're trying to make it so you're going to have to park it pretty close to them. They're in cabin 1. Mm-hmm. Who got cabin 2? Did you try and get cabin 2?
That's right.
The darkness got cabin 2, so you're going to park it in front of the darkness's cabin as close up as you can. Okay.
I'd like
Volpo?
to keep an eye on things. So
Yeah, well, yes, I'm going to park outside my cabin, arranged for, if necessary, a quick getaway. So,
All right.
pointed out, and cabin 1, is that closest to the lobby, or
Yes.
closest?
They're
Okay.
numbered going out.
Makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, angled for the exit.
There seems to be a loud, odious family in. So you're in 3. You got the loud family in 4. You got this couple that looks like they're, from their dress and demeanor and accent, you don't think they speak much English. They seem to be traveling, and they just go straight into cabin 5, and Crown's got 6, and lucky number 7, cabin lucky number 7 is empty. So yeah, you guys find Denny's, Stockies, wherever to eat, or maybe order some carry out so you can keep your eyes on the H3 and make sure the head doesn't evaporate from it. So yeah, y'all are just taking care of business, getting fed, making sure, keeping an eye on one another while desperately attempting to not look like you're keeping an eye on one another. Pizza guy comes, empties his hot sack all over you, and then leaves. And so it's probably full-on night, like probably 10:30, 11 when the H3's car alarm goes off.
Was Mansfield lucky enough to have some fun this evening, or was he not?
By his definite, in his extremely twisted sense of what he deserves, he got that.
Perfect. So he's going to get up from where he's been staring in the corner out of his own mess, and then he's gonna like crack his neck and do like this thing and be like, I'm gonna go check in the car. Is that okay?
Yes.
Please.
Go.
Okay. Right. And he runs out. Right. His shirt's off. He's full Mansfield.
Has he got the gun in his hand?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%. Absolutely.
So there is somebody messing with the back door of the van. And this person is extremely tall and thin, like taller than you, and you're a big dude, but like half your width.
Okay. I think Mansfield's going to just advance on him with the gun pointing at him and be like, hey, fuckstick, get away from my car.
And the fuckstick turns to look at you and has no eyes.
I think Mansfield's going to freak the fuck out, maybe, or maybe not.
Yeah, give me that knowledge roll to resist.
Is this is this a
unnatural?
Oh, yeah, no, sure. Mansteel goes the negative full Mansteel. I rolled an 86. So I think what Mansteel's going to do, because of who he is at his core, is he's going to fall to the ground and just start weeping, like super loud, like really like awkwardly, like he's gonna suck his thumb, like he's gonna be weeping. The gun's at his side. That is his freeze response.
Okay, so Mansteel has gone full fetal. The
super
rest
loud.
of you can hear this.
Yeah.
The darkness.
Mara's on her way out.
So
Yeah,
the
likewise,
darkness
Volpo's.
So
Sorry.
Volpo had cabin 2, right?
Darkness had cabin 2.
Oh, 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so the
I
darkness has cabin 2.
The darkness has been sitting with the lights off, listening and looking out the window.
All right, so you got so you can see clear because your lights are off. The window has no bounce back, and you see this like 5 foot tall, diminutive, slender figure poking at the back of Mansteel's truck, and then it's dressed completely in a green surgical gown and has a mask and a cap, but no eyes. And then it turns, and someone steps from behind the back of the H3, and the silent surgeon holds up a hand, and this person who is also dressed in green, also eyeless, but blocky and muscular, hands him something different. You can't quite see what it's shaped like. And then he goes and starts tinkering, and you see a piece just fall out of the back of the truck, and then the doors open.
I would like to summon Tenebrae.
Okay. Volpo, what are you doing? You can hear the alarm. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Ah,
whoop, whoop.
a little earlier than I expected, but never mind. I will burst out, and of course I've been ready for something to go wrong, thus I am wearing a wolf skin and nothing else.
Oh, yeah. You gonna go after one of them?
Oh yeah. Nearest
Which one? That would be the surgeon. So, all right.
Claw stab.
You're headed for the surgeon. And the assistant the blocky one who's assisting kind of moves around to intercept. And then a third one steps out from behind the truck. This one is, and you see the surgeon as normal size, but as the assistant comes around, he seems to grow, like going from 5'10" to maybe 6'2". And the one who comes around, again, green, no eyes, is a like 5'8", extremely voluptuous woman teetering on these very high heels and carrying what is clearly a disembodied pair of human lungs with like an accordion keyboard on the side.
But it's clear, right?
It's clearly that.
Yeah, who could mistake it?
It couldn't be
All right.
anything else.
So yeah, roll to engage the surgical assistant, who.
Okay, so that is a 69. Nah. Can I re-roll that?
You could flip-flop it, but I ain't gonna help you.
No, that is the problem, and I don't think any of my stimuli.
Okay, so and
Yeah.
the surgical assistant also failed. So I'm going to suggest that what happened is you're charging for the surgeon. The assistant steps aside, holding a knife with what, in a moment of bizarre clarity, you realize it's shaped like Ingrid Bergman's profile, and swings at you, misses. You kind of bounce off him, roll, step on a bottle cap. It hurts your little paw/foot. The two of you just kind of stare at each other. It's completely blank and affectless, as you would expect, except now its surgical mask has a frown drawn on it that wasn't there before.
I'll turn that frown upside down.
All right, what are Kelly and Mara doing?
I stick my head out the door, see several people around the truck, grab my purse really quickly. Fun bun, dear. We appear to be experiencing some problems.
Don't escalate.
Would you
Have it ready.
be...
Have it ready. Don't escalate. Let's not make this worse than it needs to be.
Fun bun, is there anyone?
Too bright. Too bright for Fun Bun.
I could turn it off if you'd like, but first you have to tell me, Fun Bun, is there anyone unguarded out there?
Lots.
Lots. You could take me there, couldn't you, Fun Bun?
Fun Bun works best alone.
Oh, I know, Fun Bun, I know. But just for now, we'll find you something fun to do. How about if you point me towards someone who's not expecting you?
And a little, Mara, you can see the little
That's
dirty
awesome.
purple claw come out of the purse and point at Man-Steel.
Oh dear. Mara, do you trust me?
I'm willing to sleep in the same room with you without a gun under my pillow, Kelly.
Well, that's as good as I need to hear. We need to reduce the number of votes at the kitchen table fun bun.
Mara, Kelly,
All right.
bad time.
So y'all
bad
are
time.
talking this out.
I'm not joining into that. No.
So
Fun
are you
bun
just
work best alone?
So you're gonna talk to Mara and put your purse down and kind of kick it over so that it can clump out. All right. Darkness. You were doing what?
I am sitting in an armchair I have moved by the window, playing my flute.
Okay. And yeah, you can feel them answering. They'll be here soon. All right.
And
There's
Volpo's
now
out there too.
There's now a fourth. A fat and squat one, and tiny, like 4'2", and it seems to be helping with the lungs. The surgeon has climbed in the back of the car, and you can see smoke coming out of the lungs as they're manipulating them. All right, Volpo, you gonna continue to fight this blocky dude?
Ooh, on the one hand, yes, I'm a fucking wolf. I'm not going to think tactically, fuck it. I'm going to think a bit tactically, and I'm going to try and savage his hamstrings.
Okay.
You don't need to walk. That's better, 57.
All right. And he did better too, but not as well as that. All right, hold on. Wow. Yeah. You just go for the leg, and it is actually a lot less resistance than you were expecting. It's got a texture like styrofoam. You know how when you squeak styrofoam, it makes that horrible sound like... Yeah, that's going through your teeth as you're worrying at that.
Cheese curd leg.
And it does not like what you're doing, and now you have Ingrid Bergman flying at your back and shoulders. All right. Mara, are you going to interfere with Fun Bun going out?
Yes, but not directly. So I can't. Staying in this room is not going to be helpful. I'm heading towards the conflict.
Okay.
And I am going to kick Man-Steel in the head, medium gently. You're like, get your fucking self back up on your feet. What is this shit?
Yeah.
It's heartfelt because this is really weird. But I do need a non-vulnerable Man-Steel at the moment.
He kind of stumbles up, and as you're walking, you can see Fun Bun just sort of slumped in the dirty patch of grass between the two cabins, not looking mobile at all. It looks just dropped there, completely abandoned.
Yeah, I do not feel that I am going to contribute to the resolution of the situation between Fun Bun and Man-Steel. That will play out as it plays out, but I would rather have Man-Steel on Man-Steel's feet.
Okay, yeah, he's sort of going along, but he's switched off. You can tell from his color and his pupil dilation, he's in shock. He's out of it. He is not functional.
I don't have time to fix that.
Yeah, you've seen people be like this after they've seen like horrific accidents out of nowhere.
God damn it.
Chirp and you also now see
ripped to pieces.
What?
Chirp shouldn't see Man-Steel getting ripped to pieces. I'm not going to go get her.
Okay, so yeah, you've got him up. He's just sort of inert though. And now another green-clad figure has stepped from behind the H3, which is, it's a weird, it's like David Lynch directed a clown car video that isn't funny at all. There's no way they could have all fit back there, but they just keep coming out when you're not
This is
paying
great.
attention.
Could
Do I? Go ahead, yeah.
Could I roll to control Fun Bun to convince him that the person in the truck is the one who's not paying the most attention?
Okay, yeah.
That is 26.
Okay.
Nice.
So Fun Bun just and hops over to try and climb into the back of the truck, which none of the rest of you see. Volpo, you've got a mouthful of strange substance. And there's also there are two of them. There's the big blocky guy you've been gnawing, and there is one who is in white scrubs instead of the green. And they are extremely tight, like painted on. And this guy comes up looking 7 feet tall and holding what you've never seen a surgical axe handle before, but you somehow know that's exactly what this is, because it's an axe handle with bent nails hammered into it, but it's stainless steel and the bent nails are are very carefully placed. So Ingrid Bergman knife is rising and falling mechanically. This thing hasn't made a peep. It's quiet like a mannequin. And the circulating nurse with the club is coming for you. What you doing? Ooh.
Well, since all my allies have abandoned me, apparently, I'm going to try and lead them. I'm going to break from this fight. This is not a winning fight. 2-on-1 is bad times. So, bound off. Actually, yes. The truck. The truck is safe. That's a small space, confined.
You're going to get in the back of Mansteel's truck?
They can't gang up on me there. Also, there's someone there I want to bite. Bite!
All right. You're going to have to, run the gauntlet between these two to get in there. Or you could take the long way around.
Yeah, long way around. That's leading them on a chase, hopefully. And
okay. Give me an athletics roll.
Athletics isn't a thing? Pursuit?
Oh, fitness. Oh, fitness or pursuit, whichever you prefer.
Definitely pursuit. 58, because I can flip-flop that 85.
Yay.
All right. So, yeah, they are raising their implements, and you just, blip, 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 are bounding off into the dim, and that's when you see that the spider things are coming. All right. So all 6 of them are out now. 2 of them are in the back of the van, and that seems to be the surgeon and the one the one with the lung gadget. The other 4 are kind of flanking the back, peering outward. So you successfully induced Fun Bun, right?
I sure did.
All right, so Fun Bun, you've lost track of Fun Bun, which suggests to you that it will show up where it is least wanted presently.
I'm going to sit in the middle of a circle of high-intensity lights and rock back and forth, waiting for everything to be over.
Okay. Give me some rolls for your familiars there, Darkness. It is, let's see. Yeah, give me 4 rolls. They've got a bite 60%.
22.
Okay. Oh, a match success.
Match success, 39. 62. Can I flip flop?
Nope. They are simple creatures, my liege.
Simple creatures. 0033.
Okay.
That was 4.
Wait,
Yeah.
00 or 03?
Sorry. 03. total.
Okay. All
And
right,
I
so
had
you got a
0, 0.
22, a 39, and an 03. Those are pretty good. So Mara, Man-Steel, you have descended into sort of a fugue state, and nothing surprises you now. So when those black lobster spiders the size of dogs come at them, you're like, of course this is happening. Why would you doubt it? Okay, so
My pit bull lobsters are just part of the great circle of nature.
yeah, they can't get too close because it's, well illuminated, but they're sort of darting forward and striking and heading back. And the surgical team is fighting back with bizarrely shaped implements.
As much as I can influence them, it is to defend the statue. That's my main. I don't.
The statue's in the back of the truck with two of them. So you're trying to get them into the truck. Well, yeah.
I'm not sure how much I can actually influence their behavior, but that's my goal is to prevent the statue from being harmed or taken from me.
Yeah, they are not doing well because to get to the truck, they have to get into the light, which they resist and which makes them slow. You see, a gout of smoke hit one and it just sort of sinks back and sheds little bits of itself as it skitters back into the sheltering darkness. But before it went, it raked the fat one and left this non-bleeding wound across its shin. So yeah, the two groups are kind of tearing pieces out of each other.
What is there any? Is it like street lamps, or is there something I can?
These are big, the big kind of tamper-resistant street lamps. The kind of thing you see in parking lots by the highway that you can see for 2 miles off. Plus the big sign. So yeah, it's not going to you don't think it's going to get any darker. Maybe if you went and unscrewed the light bulbs from in front of the cabin, that would give them a little more operating space.
I'm worried enough about the statue at this point that I'm going to head out and try and increase the amount of darkness out there, which I do naturally by being. Any room I enter has more the darkness in it.
Does it, or do you just think that happens? Yeah, you're gonna have to go out there and unscrew those light bulbs. All right. So the darkness is unscrewing light bulbs. Volpo has circled around. They didn't chase you. So now you're coming up on them from the side with, the skittering dark lobsters kind of charging along beside you.
Good. Pack, yes. Pack, good.
Mara, what are you doing are you going to lead Man-Steel away from all this?
So this feels like forbidden knowledge to me. Do I know anything about these things? Do these ring any bells for me?
That'll be your action.
That's a perfectly good action. Well, no, that's a bad action. Nope, never heard of anything like this in my life.
Yeah, what the hell, man? Size changing surgical sideshow? No. Maybe you saw this in maybe this was in a Marilyn Manson video you made your roommate turn off one time.
Yeah,
all right,
it's bad.
Volpo, which one you gonna go for the bite to?
Well, I'm coming around and I want to get into that van where I can't be outnumbered quite as much. And so, I guess which of them's at the back?
All right,
Or are they
they're
side by
all at the
side?
back, but give me your struggle Alfionar roll to just barge through into the back.
37.
37. All right, give me rolls for 3 Tenebrae.
96. 22 again.
Woo.
And a 58.
Okay. All right, and let's see. Nope. Ooh. Ooh. 2 of them have achieved critical successes.
Oh.
So, but yeah, you see them. What happens is that the blocky one just, comes up with this knife that looks like it's shaped like a ginkgo leaf and makes a slice. And then, like, 3 of the Tenebrae just aren't there anymore. They seem to have been ectomied from reality. But more of them are getting in there, and you can see that there's you've got like 10 of them, but they can't all get there at the same time because there's limited avenues for them, and they're skittish around this much light. And so they're doing their damage, but all right. Yeah, the blocky muscular guy seems to really be taking it on the chin, but he's the one who had the ginkgo knife, and so yeah, the remainders are like, I think he's a threat. The crone still hasn't been hurt, and the circulating nurse, the guy with the axe handle, just smashes one flat. All right. Volpo, you pounce up into there and can see that there is the anesthesiologist has a tube from the lungs that has a human mouth on the end of it with lipstick, and it's breathing out cigarette smoke onto the head, which the surgeon is cutting, and it seems under his knife, which is shaped like a barracuda, it seems to be carving like dried clay. And just as you get in there, you see sitting on the dashboard this ratty purple stuffed animal, and its mouth opens, a gun barrel points off, and bam! And in this enclosed space, it's incredibly bright and incredibly deafeningly loud, especially on your enhanced vulpine hearing. So you're kind of briefly stunned, and the surgeon just looks over at it, looks out, and then the crone is suddenly sitting in the passenger seat and picks up the stuffy. All right, so Volpo, what you doing?
Well, the surgeon seems to be one doing the direct damage, so also looking forwards, and I'm behind him. So yeah, leap on the back, try and sever that spine.
Okay, leaping on the back of the surgeon. Okay.
Yep, unless the anesthesiologist is like blocking the way, in which case.
Nope. You can get at the surgeon. Man, there's a ton of cargo space in this thing. Well, and the fact that they've shrunk down to, petite.
Okay, so 59.
Ooh. All right. Wow. Yeah, that will definitely interfere with him continuing to carve, but the anesthesiologist is waving the smoke at you. Ooh. And it burns. It feels like the concentrated essence of everything that is wrong with society. This is like pollution times, taxes multiplied by propaganda. And it makes you dizzy and feel terrible.
This is what I cut myself off from. It can't harm me. It totally can.
Oh, it can't harm me.
I am not affected.
All right.
Come on, Cam, power through it.
Yeah.
So bad.
The darkness seemed, the Tenebrae seemed to be in retreat. They seem to have figured out the ginkgo knife is the tool for these. Roll for 2 of them.
Sorry, are zeros high or low?
Zeros are...
Is that 10 or 0?
Well, which die is the big die? It's a percentile die.
Sorry, I got a 60 and a 0.
Okay. Oh, double 0?
No, sorry, 60 and 0.
Okay.
And 91.
Okay. So the 60, yeah, all right. The ginkgo knife seems to be, they are all trying to get at him, but just these gestures seems to expel them. And I got some bad news for Volpo. The fat squat one who's trying to you didn't see them in the driver's seat. They probably couldn't have actually gotten there from the back unless they teleported. And so your last thought is they teleport before the critical success that it has with a mechanical owl goes off. And right before the mechanical owl opens and engulfs your face, you can see that your ideas about the intersection of nature and civilization were actually an elaborate farce. And that in truth, the ideas, the thought forms that drive civilization form the paranormal substrate that gives rise to the unnatural. So Volpo dies, but he dies in a moment of pure enlightenment.
Oh.
Sorry, man. That 01 just popped up.
Yeah, happens.
All right.
Play their characters like
you know
a
what
stolen
Lucretia
car.
says about death.
What? Yeah. Okay. Anybody else gonna get in the car?
Actually, at this point, the darkness is I am. I feel like the darkness might refer to themselves in the third person. The darkness realizes that we need more darkness in this situation.
Okay, yeah, you got that one bulb out.
I'm going to try and move the car to a darker place, which I think will. I'm going to go into the next door room and try and get the car keys.
All right, so you're going into Chirp's room.
Chirp's room to get the car keys and then drive the car with no headlights and get out of here.
Okay.
I understand this is probably a multi-action event.
Oh, you just open the door and give me a notice roll.
That's a 37 under 50. Yeah.
Okay, so you open the door, and because you're alert, you are able to lunge back before Chirp stabs you. But it comes real close. And you can see this look of just absolute maniac hatred on her face. By the way, the thing that she was gonna stab you with is about this long, and it's clearly not a knife you use to cut bread. It's a stiletto. The last time you saw a knife like that, it was on late night TV in the hands of a romantic assassin.
This is just too Baroque for me. Car keys, please.
So you're just gonna, okay. She looks at you with, what's the phrase? Eyes like two holes pissed in snow, and says, "You'd like that, wouldn't you?" And tries to stab you again.
I would like to contort myself around her to get into the room and find the keys.
All right. So you're going to try and go through this choke point past the pointy pistoning 7-inch murder knife. Okay. Yeah. Give me a dodge roll.
As an artistic yogini, may I?
No, it's not pentaxilat. It's
10.
Yoga.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. Yeah. You think you've made it right until you feel the icy pain and then hot, leaky blood down your side. And she's like, "Get out! Get out! Get out! You fucking weirdo!"
Really a moment of sorry.
It seems incredibly painful and deep in your side.
I did not make it past her.
No, you're the two of you are in the doorway, like chest to chest. She's got that in there. She's trying to pull it back for another go.
So proud of her.
I'd like to kick her off me if I can.
All right, give me that struggle roll.
92.
She got an +6. Yeah. Yeesh.
Don't worry, Darkness. Man-Steel's very jealous of you right now.
You
You're getting the
feel
good stuff.
Yeah. She couldn't get it drawn back, so she just started cranking it and jamming it side to side. So you can feel your intestines being scrambled like eggs inside you. And it occurs to you that enough blood has come out of you that it is now that your footing is now uncertain.
Well, this is
You're going to die. The thought enters your mind that if this continues, you're going to die. Mara, you're right there and can see this. You know, the darkness opened the door, and now suddenly there's just there's red everywhere.
I keep planning, and you people keep making things happen that make my plans moot. This is my frustration point. I've still got Man-Steal.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Whatever demon has possessed Chirp, I don't think I can deal with right now. Okay, I'm getting Man-Steal back into our cabin, which is lit up well.
Okay.
And then I'll figure out what to do after that.
Okay. So you're dragging Man-Steal away.
Come on, big guy. Jesus, what happened to you?
The darkness the darkness has never heard Chirp sound like this. She seems to be muttering mostly to herself, "I'm not going back to prison." You could run, or you could try to take the knife away, or you you could try something else, but you're
the darkness is at this point realizing that an intellectual commitment to nothingness doesn't necessarily help when your adrenaline is pumping in this kind of situation. So
the body wants what it wants.
I am extricating myself from this pointy embrace.
All right, yeah, you don't need to roll for that, because all she wanted was for you to run away so she could slam the door.
I just needed the car keys.
She does not want to give them to you. And you get out and are like clutching yourself, and you sit down real hard and realize those freaky David Lynch doctors are gone without a trace.
Whew.
If I can stand, I'm going to move to the car.
Looking inside, there's a lot of blood. There's Volpo lying there with his face just defaced.
Oh.
There is a gutted stuffed animal on the dashboard with far more intestines than ever could have fit inside that casing hanging out of it. And the head has been recarved into an immense three-dimensional depiction of the Shell Oil logo. All right, let's cut there.
And the next time I tell you people the head's too dangerous to leave lying around, well, I know Volpo still won't listen.
Yeah, so...
But I expect Mansteel to.
So the darkness is super injured, just really badly off.
Is there anything I can do about that?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot you can do about that. You're pretty much... you're not as good at surgery as... But you have... For your community, you've done a lot on people who can't go to hospitals for one reason or another, or people who have been hit by cars way out in the middle of freaking nowhere. So yeah, you're basically a surgeon.
Darkness, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to start out by taking the pain away, and then we're going to see what we can do about this. I want you to take this. All right, you can't respond. I'm just going to pour this. Please try to swallow.
Oh, yeah. All right, and so picture the camera fading back from, pulling up with the darkness lying there, looking down at their belly, and Mara kneeling by their side and starting to do her thing. And then it shifts to the original group, the Headhunters. What are the Headhunters doing? You're heading to Ohio, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's see. You're heading down. You're heading down an off ramp. Who's in front? Is it Kim still?
Sure.
All right. You know what? Let's not have it on the off ramp. Where do you guys stop? Gas station?
Gas station.
Sure.
Okay. And so you're gassing up. It's probably the Windstar that's running low. Oh, well, I don't know how good the gas mileage Kim's and I'm getting the groups confused. You guys don't have the Windstar. You have the panelless, the windowless Kim van. So yeah.
Those get pretty bad gas mileage though. So
yeah. So who have we got? Dr. Angel is gassing up the car when you hear a little voice saying, "Excuse me, do you know a woman named Karen? I think she's a swan sometimes."
Who's asking?
Oh, hi, my name's Joy. You turn around and see a 16-year-old girl.
I move to keep the car between me and Joy.
Okay. And she's just kind of looking around. She's got a satchel slung over her shoulder, dressed in plaid shirt, blue jeans, flip-flop sandals, and a plain blue baseball cap.
Jesus Christ, finally a normal person.
All right.
Hello, Joy. My name is Angel. I assume that you are who we were supposed to be watching out for?
Really? I know I think we're fated. Not you and me.
Of course, of course.
The one in the van, though. And she looks worried as she looks over at Kim's van.
Well, let's get everyone else out. Everyone, please.
Mom, is this one of your friends?
I
Jesse's just still got that back handle.
She seems all right.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's talking to Dr. Angel. That's very strange.
Yeah, as you come out with the jack handle, she turns to you and she's like, "I don't think you'll need that unless your tire's flat."
You know, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Dr. Angel, who's your friend?
I'm tucking a gun, a pistol in back of her. And then, yeah, sure, I'll come out. Someone who's looking at my van worriedly, I should see them.
Her left calf interests you in ways you can't explain, Kim. You really feel that there is something interesting and relevant to your experience there.
Oh.
And Karen, you feel the same thing about her left forearm. And Dr. Angel, as you know, as she's moving around, you as a doctor can see that she's got her hat pulled real low and her bangs kind of hanging in front of her eyes. But through the bangs, you can see a thick line of keloid scar right on her forehead. So, and yeah, as you guys kind of encircle her, she kind of looks a little worried.
Hey,
this is
no need to be concerned.
Oh, you're Joy.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Try not to stare at the girl's calf. That's creepy.
My name's Karen. How do you know the doctor?
We just met.
Oh.
So this is a gas station, huh? Yeah. Pretty much, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Do they have hot dogs in there? I haven't had a hot dog in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
They might do, but don't. Yeah.
I can go grab one for you.
I mean, it's a scam for the rubes.
What you want.
Clotionary, you might want to go do that. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, that
I'm
seems
gonna go
like a
get
good
2
idea.
hot dogs.
Why don't you just get hot dogs for everybody?
All right, I'm gonna go get 7 hot dogs.
Don't bother getting one for me, please.
Okay, I'm gonna go
They're
get
full of
6 hot
nitrates.
dogs.
I gotta watch my health.
Just, I've got plenty of snacks in the van. It's fine. So, Miss Joy, hello.
Hi.
I'm just gonna. This might sound weird, but is there something about your left leg? that's odd. I just...
Normally, I think that's a
sorry if
very
I'm-
strange question, but makes perfect sense to me.
I really don't want to show you that. Please don't make me.
Also, don't worry about it. There's also something maybe strange about your forearm as well. I just don't want you to feel bad about what you're thinking, because I think you're thinking something that makes sense. Wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable.
Aaron, what the hell is going on here?
If you need someone to look, dear, I understand not wanting to share your body with others. I'm happy to look privately, and then I can explain to my friends, and they can feel
And
more
as she's kind of backed away and is hugging herself, Dr. A, you can now notice. All of you can see the big scar on the back of her hand. Dr. A can tell that this was done probably 4 years ago. And it looks like a large patch of skin was excised and nothing replaced it. And the edges were just sewn together crudely. This was not done by a professional doctor. This looks like it was done. You would get kicked out of vet school for doing this to a pig.
Everyone, let's not scare the poor
Yes.
girl. She is
Yeah.
here to see us about destiny. Destiny, is that correct?
Oh. If you promise not to hurt me and mean it, if you promise you will never hurt me, I'll show you. And I realize that I'm asking you to promise this without knowing everything, but I've been hurt.
You're a
By people
16-year-old
like
girl.
you.
We're not going to hurt you, honey.
I can make that promise as I hand her a hot dog.
Well, it's not your fate.
Kim. So Karen's going to pull Kim off to the side. Kim, didn't that human guy say that we shouldn't trust Joy?
Said we should look out for Joy, I think.
Look out! Oh, that has a double meaning. Like, look out for her. Like, is it find her in case we're great? Or is it like, look out for her?
Yeah, it was like a while
Which one
ago.
was that?
It wasn't that we shouldn't trust her, I don't think.
Are you sure? I can't remember. The clothes on that person were outrageous,
Anyway.
but they weren't. They were just so plain.
Shush, Karen.
Oh,
please.
Oh, sorry.
Please.
Mhm.
Calm.
Yeah, no,
Calm,
you're right.
Karen.
You're right. Thank you. I
Look.
understand.
Main thing here is, fucking teenage girl, we're
Mm.
not gonna hurt her. That's like, I'm drawing that line for myself at least.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna.
Oh gosh, no, I don't think that'd be a problem for me. And Closure seems to have taken a shine to her. It'd be nice if she made a friend, don't you think?
Jesus,
I mean, in principle, it's good when anyone makes a friend, but it really depends on the friend, in my experience.
Mom, can
Oh,
you be
that's a
cool
good
for
point.
like
Joy.
literally 10 seconds?
I think it's
Sure.
pretty clear she can't.
Should
Joy, I promise I'm not going to hurt you. I'm sorry if I gave you the impression I might.
No,
We were told to look out for you, but there's double meaning to that. So I'll make sure that you stay safe.
So she turns around and rolls up her pants leg, and you can see that there, let's see, is the front of her left? Okay, no, her left leg doesn't have any scars on it, but written down her calf, as the old man crawled away dying, the blood streak looked like an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Which,
I followed it.
And then she turns and pulls her sleeve up, and tattooed on the inside of her forearm is the new brake cable was manufactured with a defect.
I can
Kim,
see
man.
why you made us promise.
are you okay, Kim?
No, not
I'm
even slightly, but it's fine.
sorry. I didn't do this. This was done to me. They
Okay.
held me down. They made
Yeah.
me. And
It's
yeah,
not-
as she says that, you can see that this is not like a professional tattoo job. This looks like it. You fully believe this was done on a struggling person. And from the way the skin's stretched, yeah, the timing's right. So this was done on her when she was little.
Okay, fuck whoever did this to you. Who did this to you? And where can we find them?
It was my mom and my grandma, and they are gonna find you.
Oh,
I don't want to be their friend.
No,
Well-
I kind of want to shoot them. I'm sorry, that's
I don't think that'll do any good.
what would
but-
do some good.
Well, if you really want to help me out, each of you could tell me the best thing that ever happened to you. That's kind of the deal. If you tell me that, I can write it down and I can put it in the library. And when the world ends, it will go on like a time capsule. Your happiness can be folded into the mix of the next cosmos. But my mother and my grandmother are going to tell you that if you bring me to them, they can cut the fate off. And if you eat that, it'll never have happened. It'll be like whatever this old dying man on my calf was. It'll be like he never died. Whatever happened to the brake cable, it won't have been damaged. It'll have worked right. But you said you wouldn't. And if you bring me to them, they'll do another one. It'll
Yeah, fuck
happen to
that.
someone out there. So
Should-
just all you have to do is
Yeah,
should we be
fuck
moving?
that.
Maybe we should be moving.
Yeah,
let's
we should
click
move,
ask
but that's
and
an
let's
easy
start moving.
decision.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get to Ohio.
Okay, well, hitch a lift. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Are you guys
You
going
wanna-
to the museum?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Hop in.
You want to hop in the van?
Sure.
Yeah, why don't you come with us?
Either way's fine. And
Yeah,
she
that's
kind of looks
okay.
over at Claugenet.
I have a bag of Chex Mix that I got in the gas station.
Well,
Oh.
it's up to you. I'm riding alone, so
Why
You-
don't
you
I
know
go?
what? Claugenet, if you don't mind, you know what? I'll ride with Kim, and then maybe you and Joy can catch
Well,
up.
Okay, yeah. And you guys can think about your
Uh,
stories.
Oh, okay, Mom.
Unless you're not comfortable with that.
No, that's fine.
Karen,
Yeah.
you know something? That's fucking rude.
Hmm?
You invite yourself into my car. That's fucking rude.
Oh, you're
I-
right. That was rude. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you'd rather I didn't go with you, that's fine too.
Kim,
I
we've been
mean,
going through
I'm
all
gonna
this
leave
shit,
this-
and I don't.
I'm going to leave this up to Joy. It's fine. Who do you want to drive with, Joy? Who do you want to ride with, Joy?
I
Your
should
comfort.
disclose at this moment that I have so many questions and I will not be able to stop myself from asking them. So keep that in mind. I'm sorry in advance, but a library?
yeah, Dr. A is right, Joy.
Well, how about I just ride with Claugenet for now? And, if Karen wants to come and tell us the best thing that ever happened to her, that would be great. That would be a real load off my mind.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, sure.
So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any others you would catch a glimpse of. As she's opening the door, you can see, oh, nope, that's way up on the bicep. You wouldn't see that one. And yeah, the rest are covered up by her clothes because, you know, who wants to have that stuff hanging out there?
Wow.
All right. That is the end of session 2. As I'll give you some spoilers. Some of her other tattoos read, "It was a sticky stuffed rabbit Gail found somewhere. She called it Fun Bun."
Ooh.
And although the test results were incorrect, they could have been right, and that's why his parents fought, which is Man Steel's origin story.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for playing. Good
Thanks.
session. I hope
Yeah.
you all
That was
enjoyed
awesome.
it as much as I did.
Yeah.
And I think at least 2 of you advance. So good luck.
Cool.
Talk to you later.